Today's guide is on Luna Snow, which is one of the best healers in the game and one of the most popular ones to use in higher ranks. So starting off with her primary ability, which is her attack, which deals a total of 60 damage, is a 20 damage per round, and is like a burst fire attack. So like I said, it deals 60 damage, which is quite a lot actually, and it also does have critical hits. Now also at the same time, it can also heal teammates for the same amount as well, so it's 60 health that they gain per burst as well, so it's quite a lot. So our next two abilities actually tie in with the passive, which basically restores health for 30 health per second. Now the first of these two abilities is Ice Darts, so that is the R1, and for 5 seconds you can clap and deal damage, but also you can heal teammates as well at the same time with this clap ability. Now the damage you deal is 50 damage per round, and the health you heal is 75 HP per round, and you're firing at 1.43 rounds per second, so you're actually dealing quite a decent amount of damage, but you're also dealing a lot more HP health to your team. The next ability she has, again, that ties in with the passive and works exactly the same way, but the ability itself is the Ice Ball ability, which freezes enemies in place for 2.7 seconds, and it does deal impact damage of 50, so you are dealing damage on impact as well. But not only that, it's good to get some easy kills because the enemy's frozen in place, and then also your teammates can fire at them as well. The last ability Luna Snow actually has is a healing ability here. So what you do is you press the guard on one of your teammates. So as you can see here, you could put that on this teammate here, and then whilst you're healing a different teammate, that teammate will gain a percentage of HP as you're healing the other one. So you're basically healing both players at the exact same time. And what's really good about this ability is that you can actually heal up a teammate and then switch it to someone else as well. So it's pretty cool. You can actually take it on and off and switch it between different players in your team, and it pretty much has no cooldown either. The last passive ability she has is the kind of ice skating ability, which allows you to also jump higher as well. So as you can see here, if you run normal then jump, it's not really that high. But if you then skate and jump, you can jump a little bit higher than that as well. Now this activates itself automatically, you don't need to do anything. And her last and final ability is the ultimate ability that she has, which basically allows you to toggle between doing damage and also healing teammates for 250 HP a second. And the ultimate lasts 12 seconds, which is quite a long ultimate to be honest. But like I said, you can heal teammates for 250 HP, which is absolutely insane, but you also get a 40% damage boost, and you want to be toggling between the two to obviously help your teammates and then also allow them to deal tons of damage. And this is why this character is used so much in the higher ranks, because the ultimate ability is absolutely insane. Getting on into some additional tips with Luna Snow, and we're going to be showing you gameplay as well with this character. Now the way you want to use the share the stage ability is in a couple of different ways. This can be used in many different ways actually, and it's a very super useful healing tool. First of all, you can heal the player that has the ability active. So not only are they going to get the 35% healing boost, but you're also healing them on top of that as well. So their healing ability is just absolutely insane at that point. You're healing them like almost instantly. And if you're trying to heal some of the higher health characters, like some of the vanguards, I highly recommend doing this. And you could switch it between any of your teammates anyway, so they're just going to get that heal boost, then you start healing them. It's going to be absolutely insane. So you want to make sure you are toggling that as often as possible, because it just means you're healing way quicker than you normally would with just your basic healing ability. Now also what you can do is put that ability on one of the more harder teammates to track. So this might be a Star-Lord or an Iron Man, or even some of your melee characters like Black Panther. And the reason for that is because they're not always going to be in your line of sight, because they're usually going to be right in front of the fight. And also they might be harder to track to try and actually heal in the first place. So whilst you're healing like one of your tanks, essentially you're giving heals to these harder to track teammates whilst they're off doing their own thing. Not only that, you can kind of play into that as well, because if you notice that one of your players like going off and kind of fighting by themselves, then obviously put this on them instead so that they're constantly getting healed whilst you're focusing on your team itself. But then, like I said, the way I like to use it the most is just by giving that extreme boost with the player that the icon's on in the first place, because I just think having that ridiculous amount of health boost is just insane, and you can just keep toggling it between all your teammates. The next thing is when it comes to the freeze ability, or the ice ball, or whatever you want to call it, you can use this in a couple of different ways. So the main way is to use it against players that are rushing you. So it's going to be dive characters, Black Panthers, those kind of characters that are going to be pushing you quite a lot, Spider-Man as well, because it's going to freeze them in place and allow you to get an easy kill, because they're going to be low HP characters as well. Plus your main primary attack does a lot of damage anyway, so as long as you're aiming for the head whilst they're frozen, you're going to be getting insta deletes on these characters. So just make sure as soon as you freeze them, you start firing shots straight away, and that is going to allow you to stop getting pushed by some of these characters. Now also you can use it on Vanguards as well, because you've got high health people pushing you, and I feel like Venoms are quite a lot of characters that kind of tend to push a Luna Snow, so you can use it on a Venom to freeze them and maybe try and escape or reset the fight or whatever it may be. The other thing is, make sure you use the clap ability where there is a big group of players in general. So whether that's on the objective or the payload or whatever it may be, then use the clap or whatever it's called ability on that, because not only are you going to be healing teammates, you're also going to be dealing damage at the same time. And if you've got your icon above one of your teammates, you're going to be healing players an absolute ton as well. So make sure you're pairing these abilities together, because it's absolutely insane. But you need to make sure there's a lot of players in that zone when you're using this ability, because you don't really need to kind of be accurate with it. You just basically clap in the general direction. You're going to be dealing damage, or you're going to be getting heals in on your teammates. Another tip is, if you are extremely low HP and you've got these abilities available, make sure you use them selfishly as well, because you can get up to 180 HP back by basically using both of your abilities. And obviously as long as you're not taking any damage, you will get all that HP back, which is absolutely insane to keep yourself alive. And the survivability of Luna Snow is pretty decent, especially with the ice ball, because that regenerates really quickly. So like I said, if you are low HP, you need to stay alive and escape, and obviously you've got the ice skates to get away as well, then definitely use your abilities to keep yourself alive, and obviously wait for your abilities to regenerate and then get back into the fight again when your teammates have caught up with you. And last but not least, when it comes to the ultimate ability, what I would recommend is try and spend majority of your time, especially within the area of the objective, whether it's the payload or if it's a domination objective. You do want to spend most of the time on the damage setting of this, not on the healing setting, because the damage setting is what's going to allow you to get easy team wipes. And if your team has any clue what they're doing, they'll try and keep themselves alive to get that damage buff in the first place. If you've got any sort of decent DPS characters on your team, they'll know exactly what they're doing with this. And that is the main way to use it. So you want to spend maybe like a couple of seconds healing up your team, because you get insanely good heals with this as well. But you don't really need to do that if your team knows exactly what they're doing. So you want to spend majority of the time, at least 2/3 of your time in this state, in the damage setting, and then maybe just see when your teammates are getting low HP, and then try and bump up their health as well. And then obviously once the actual ultimate's over, you can start healing your teammates again. So there we have it. Those are all my tips regarding Luna Snow. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.